welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. So the last video I did, I made a list of 10 of my favorite Fougere fragrances. Obviously, Aromatic Fougeres are in my opinion, the best genre of fragrances. You know, that and Cheapers, I think, go side by side. There's one in particular that I reviewed a while back, and that's the fragrance that I'm going to review today. It is Bogart, or Bogart Signature, by the house of Jacquesbogart. So it came out in 1975. It's an Aromatic Fougere, one of the older, more classic, again, the 70s style Fougeres from the house, again, of Jacquesbogart. Jacquesbogart is a very inexpensive fragrance house. They still make some fragrances. The ones that I think lean on the more classic side, number one, this one, One Man Show, Eau Fresh, those are my favorites. Some of the other ones that they have are so-so, but this is definitely one that is an amazing fragrance, and that's why I wanted to review it. I reviewed it a long time ago, and I have been wearing it. I'm almost done the bottle, as you can see, so I definitely wanted to re-review it for you guys too. Again, Aromatic Fougere came out in 1975. We're gonna break down the fragrance, as we always do, into 5 parts. First, looking at its box and bottle presentation. Then I'm gonna go over the notes, and then I'm gonna talk about its performance on my skin based on my experience wearing the fragrance. I'll give it my overall thoughts, and then, of course, my overall rating. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you have an Instagram, go ahead and check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page for news and updates on the channel, photos of fragrances from my collection, and daily Scent of the Day story posts. Let's take a look at Bogart Signature. Okay, so let's start things off with the presentation. So the box. One of the nicer boxes for a Jacquesbogart fragrance here. So you can see here, it just says Bogart and what looks like a fountain pen, and maybe that's where the nickname Signature came from. It says it is a 90 ml bottle, so not 100 ml, 90 ml. Nothing really going on the top or the sides of the fragrance. You can see some of the ingredient listing there, and on the bottom you have your barcode. And on the back, you don't have anything going on but one serial number there. So when you open up the box, it's cool. There is this Bogart pattern, and a lot of Bogarts have it, where you can see the Bogart B is all embroidered all over there. And depending on when or how old your bottle is, it may come with this little thing of aftershave balm. And let me tell you, every time I've gotten a Jacquesbogart fragrance with this in it, it's always empty because it's completely dried up. And it's got, words, but it's all in Arabic there, so you can't really see. The bottle itself is really cool. It's kind of got this block structure here, Bogart, and they've got the gold B on top there. And this is the bottle that I've had. I've had this for about 2 years, and you can see I'm almost done with it. It's got a nice gold sprayer. Cap is kind of cheap, but it's okay. It is an inexpensive fragrance. The distribution, it is my scent of the day, so I'll spray some on. It's getting low, so I have to turn the sprayer the other way, so when I tilt the bottle, I can actually get some fragrance to come out. But Jacquesbogart there, you got the size and concentration. It is an eau de toilette, and then on the bottom you have some embossed glass too. So pretty simple presentation. Wish it had a built-in sprayer, but it doesn't. Again, it's an excellent bottle though, and I do like it. I like the way it looks. It's very classic. So the notes for Bogart. Surprisingly, it has a decent amount of notes, but it doesn't have a ton. You know how a lot of these classics, I've mentioned it many times, they have like 10 notes for each, the top, the middle, the heart of the fragrance, and the base. With this one, it's heavier on the top notes and less so as the fragrance dries down. But in the top, you have rosemary, lemon blossom, orange, and yellow mandarin. And then in the heart, or the middle of the fragrance, it has nutmeg, geranium, cloves, juniper, and cedar and lavender. And then in the base, you have your oak moss, your birch, and your leather. So the notes that I get the most of in the top, I definitely get that green rosemary with like a little bit of citrus, but I can't pick out the yellow mandarin. I'm surprised that that's even in there. And I hadn't looked at the note breakdown for this fragrance in a while. You definitely get your cedar and lavender for sure. And of course the oak moss and the birch and leather combo, I do believe is detectable with this fragrance too. So pretty cool note breakdown for Bogart. So the performance based on my experience wearing Bogart Signature, easily a 6 to 8 hour fragrance. Things that I've paired it with, I have an aftershave here. I shaved yesterday and I used it. This is a splash, looks pretty much identical. The cap on this is a little bit bigger because there's no atomizer with this one. You just take it off there and it is a splash bottle. There's no dabber, I noticed too, so it does kind of spill out heavy. It smells fantastic. This is a vintage. It's not sour at all. And this combined with this, like putting it on my face and neck, and then you spray some of the eau de toilette on, and it is easily an 8 hour fragrance. This alone, you may notice it depending on your skin, how fragrances last on you in the 6 to 8 hours. So pretty good. Again, $18, not expensive at all. So that's great performance for the price. All right, so it's time to talk about my overall thoughts for Bogart Signature. So my history with this fragrance is interesting. This is one that I think hands down is one of the greatest fougères that there are. There are so many good ones. In that list of 10 I talked about, just some of my favorites. There's still more that I could go on and on about. But why I like to pinpoint this one is because of how high quality it smells versus how low it costs. This is between $15 to $20. You're going to see it varying different prices, you know, whether you're going for the black market, the gray market websites, or like eBay or Amazon. But I would say it falls in the $18.99 range. That's what it is. This scent, it's very high quality. It opens up with such a green, sharp kind of like with a touch of citrus. There's just a hint of citrus in there, and then it just meshes really well with the lavender and the cedar wood. And then the birch and the oak moss come out. It's such a masculine fragrance. It's compared a lot to Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, which is, I think, came out 2 years earlier than this one. So comparing current formulations, this is a current formulation of Bogart Signature. I just finished a current formulation of Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. I love Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. Everyone that watches this channel knows that. However, this has grown on me and I like it more. It's more robust, it's darker, it's fuller, richer, and it doesn't have the sweetness that Paco Rabanne Pour Homme has, at least the current formulation. And that one, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, is sharp, it's green, it's masculine, but this one just takes it a step further, and I think it develops better and on me. Like when I smell this in the air, it smells so good, and it still captures that soapy, clean, classic, fresh, masculine edge that Paco Rabanne Pour Homme has, but I think this does it better, and it's just like, again, I don't mean to repeat myself, but a fuller, richer, more robust, darker way. And I think it goes in even more masculine, and even it's interesting because this came out after Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. I think this could be a perfect signature scent. If you go light on the sprays, like maybe 2 to 3 max, you could probably wear it to work. It would be a good daily wear for someone that wants a classic scent and you're like, well, you know what, this is it. I'm going to wear this bottle until I'm done, and then I'll make a decision if I'm going to go repurchase it or if I'm going to go with something different. This is one that I think it again is for season. If you're season conscious, fall, winter, spring, maybe slightly heavy in the summer, but I still think you could wear it all year round. I think many fougères can go all year round, but it smells so good, and it's even like a hint of maybe a little bit of like the cedar wood gives off the pencil shaving, mossy greenness. It's awesome, and I really like it. And when it comes to the pencil shaving thing, some people hate that. I hated it in many fragrances, like that awful Afnan fragrance, His Highness Green. That was really bad, and that was so heavy on pencil shaving. This just gives a touch, and you know that's the cedar coming through, so it's nice that there's a note development there. But it's just very green and very rich, and just an awesome fougere fragrance for men. And it's still being made. That's the greatest thing. It's not discontinued. It's easy to find, and for the price, you can't beat it. So things it's compared to, like I mentioned, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, but also Coram by Antonio Puig. And that fragrance, the new formulation, in my opinion, is not good. I'm not a fan. I did, however, enjoy the vintage version of that when I tracked it down and found it. So if you could list the three, bottom Coram, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, and then this. And this is the same price as Coram. Coram's inexpensive, good value. Paco Rabanne Pour Homme's a little bit more money. Paco Rabanne's more, it's a higher end designer. So they're between $40 to $50 for 100 ml, maybe 60 depending on where you're getting it. Still an amazing fragrance, but this one, for the price and the quality of the scent, you just cannot beat it, and it's such a classic. And I would replace this one before I replace my Paco bottle because I'm just enjoying wearing this more. I'm finding myself reaching for it more often, and it's an excellent, clean, just soapy, green, mossy, masculine fougere. And if you don't have it, you should definitely check it out. Okay, guys, time for my overall rating for Bogart Signature. Let's talk about the presentation. We'll revisit that again. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, and here's why. It would get a perfect because I love the way it looks. I love the bottle. However, there should be a built-in sprayer. This is from the era of built-in sprayers. Jacquesbogart, the house, has a lot of fragrances that still come out with built-in sprayers. That would have been really cool to have like the B here and just be able to press down on it, but they didn't do it, so they lose 2 points from me. 8 out of 10 for presentation. For performance, like I mentioned, between 6 and 8 hours, so we'll go ahead and give it a 7 because I think that's an average, like a median of where it's lasting on me. And as far as the scent goes, it's amazing. I love it. It's going to be an 8.5 out of 10. So that's going to bring the overall rating for Bogart Signature as a whole fragrance from me, an 8 out of 10. All right, guys, that's a wrap. That's a review of Bogart, or Bogart Signature by Jacques Bogart, the 1975 Aromatic Fougere. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think of this fragrance? Do you enjoy it as much as I do? How do you think it matches up compared to other famous Fougeres such as Paco Rabanne, Port Rome, or any one of them for that matter? I always appreciate all the interaction with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe to support the channel and check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page for news and updates on the channel. And again, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.